All right, let's talk about those numbers and the implications a little further with Professor Guido David of the OCTA Research team. Hi, good evening, Professor David. What is your reaction to us hitting the 1 million mark in COVID-19 cases? Did you expect this? Was this within your calculations or your forecasts?
Hi, good evening, Sean Yao. And yes, this was actually within the expectations that we had. We projected, in fact, that it would hit 1 million or over 1 million around April 26 or 27. And so this is expected, but this is not really bad news per se, because what we're seeing is that there is a decline in cases in NCR and in the Philippines as a whole.
All right, which we can take to mean as the good news, right? The fact that the cases are declining. But what we really want to know is, are they declining fast enough, given that we have been under a stricter form of lockdown for the last month or so?
Well, actually, Sean, the decline compared to last week, the 7-day average, decreased by about 24%. And that's a significant decrease. So the previous week, we were averaging more than 4,000 cases per day. And this past 7 days, the average was around 3,500. And we're expecting the numbers to go down a little further today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. So as for the rest of the week, we'll just have to see. But the reproduction number has also decreased. As of today, we estimate it to be around 0.87 in the NCR.
All right, and could you share with us perhaps the reason that the R0 is going down? Is it the ECQ, MECQ, ECQ plus? What is it really?
Well, Sean, it's a combination of those. It's the combined efforts of the national government, the local governments, and the people and the private sector. So we are able to reduce transmissions when we do contact tracing, when we do testing. And the good thing about when the numbers decrease is that the contact tracing efficiency improves again, and our testing efficiency also improves. But largely the reversal of the momentum was due to the recent ECQ and MECQ, because before then, the cases were increasing every week by 60%, and now they're decreasing by about 20%. So that's, that's a result largely of the quarantine.
All right, that's good to know that at least we haven't been quarantining for nothing. Now, can we say the same for situation in hospitals? Is the situation in the hospitals around the NCR plus or even around Luzon getting better, as the DOH has said? Do you have data with that, rather?
Yes, Sean. Actually, the hospital occupancy has decreased slightly. But having said that, ICU occupancy is still above 70% in NCR and even in NCR plus. And they will remain high as long as we're tallying more than 3,000 cases per day in the NCR, which we are now. So once we reduce the number of cases to around 2,000 in the NCR, and that will probably mean around 7,000 cases per day nationally on average, then that's when the hospitals will start, getting some reprieve or getting some relief, because cases will not be as high as they are now.
All right, and hoping it stays that way. But on Wednesday, we are awaiting the national government's announcement on whether or not they will extend this ECQ, MECQ status here in the NCR plus bubble. Now, what would be the scenario whether they decide, if they decide rather to extend it, and what would be the scenario if they did not extend it? Can we expect the numbers to go crazy again if we don't extend the lockdown?
Well, Sean, that's actually a difficult question to answer. Well, let's go with first extending the MECQ. What will happen then is we're hoping to see the current downward trend continue over the next 2 weeks, and we should reach around 2,000 cases per day in the NCR after 2 weeks, according to our projections.
Okay.
So we will be at the level where we want it to be. But if we ease certain restrictions, it will depend on what kind of restrictions or how much we ease the restrictions. For example, if we move to GCQ, how strict or how loose the GCQ will be, and that's why it's a difficult question at the moment. But what we're hoping is that even if we ease restrictions, we will do so gradually, so that we will at least retain the downward momentum that we are experiencing right now. Although the downward trend will probably be not as fast as what we are seeing right now. It will probably slow down a little bit, but at least if it continues on a downward trend, that's what we're hoping to see.
All right, thank you so much, as usual, for your time, your data, and your insights. OCTA Research Fellow Guido David joining us over the phone. Thank you, sir.